100 subscribers. What? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I can't believe it. I'm celebrating with a this or that tag done by the Love Librarian, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Hi, my name's Bea, and welcome to my channel, Mama Needs to Read Romance, with some of these preferences I'm about to mention. I started this channel about 2 months ago because I was enjoying the booktubers that I was watching online. I loved reading romance novels, but it was kind of sad at the end when it would be like, okay, the end, that's it. I have one very dear friend that I talk to about romance novels, but I don't see her often enough. And when I try to bring it up to my husband, he just sort of glazes over like, oh, that's a lot of information about the book I just casually asked you if you liked. So anyway, I thought it'd be fun to start a channel and just a great way to extend the fun and share my love of books. And there's just something so magical about being able to share something you love with other people that love that thing too, isn't it? I mean, it's just the best. So if you've subscribed, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, that's totally fine. I'm just so happy that you're hanging out with me, and any comments, you know, I love that too. That's my favorite, is getting to talk to other people about books. So yeah, let's get started with the this or that tag. The first question is Cliffhangers, or HEA, which stands for Happily Ever After. Personally, I love a happily ever after, although cliffhangers are fun if I can get my hand on the next copy like immediately. Otherwise, I probably would wait. I know there are some people that are talking about a book that they're really, really excited about, but they're really unhappy because the next book isn't out yet. So I already thought in the back of my mind, yeah, I'm just gonna wait to read that whole series until it's done. The next question is hardcover or paperback. I've got some right here because I'm doing my Summer with Lisa Kleypas challenge. I've got the Hathaways. I've got a large print that I got at the library. And I have to say, for me, paperback all the way over hardcover, because hardcover is a little bit harder to hold, and I think it's a little more easily damaged too, I think, maybe. For me, paperback. There's just something magical about holding a soft little paperback in my hands, and it brings me back to my tween-age years. This next one, angsty or cutesy. I'm not probably going to surprise anybody that already has seen my videos. I definitely go more for cutesy, as long as it still has a decent plot. Some of the cutesy stuff I've read, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so boring and vanilla. I do like some angst, but it's probably like angst light, or diet angst, or I can't believe it's not angst. The next one, emotional or rom-com. Very similar, and yes, I'm gonna go rom-com all the way. I'm not big into emotional most of the time, just because I just want to be lifted up and just have a good time when I'm reading. But I have children who have high emotions a lot of the time. So it's emotional at our house. So I don't know that I need emotional in my books as well. The next one, series or standalone. Right now, I'm absolutely into series. Surprise, surprise, right? With my Summer with Lisa Kleypas challenge. I love a good series. I love seeing characters grow and develop over time. I love being able to look back at previous books when I'm in a current one and say, oh, I remember when such and such happened to that person, or da-da-da. And also getting to see, you know, most of them end up happily ever after, and then you get to see them with their loves of their lives later on. And it's just so heartwarming. So I love a good series. The next one, Booktok or Bookstagram. I'm gonna go with Bookstagram, although if you've been on my Instagram page, you know it's not very good, and I need to work on knowing what in the world to do with it. And Booktok, don't even get me started. I feel like an ancient person. I'm like, Booktok, what's that? And also, get off my lawn. People or objects on covers? I'm gonna go with people. I do love seeing happy couples on top of covers. Not so much objects, I don't think, but you know, I see a lot of covers with abs on them these days, and I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to do abs? Someday I'm gonna try a chapter challenge of abs on covers or something like that. But yeah, I love to see people on covers. Next question, new releases or backlist? I'm gonna go with backlist because, like I was saying earlier, I love to be able to just binge. It's like binge watching, but reading. And I love to get to do all of them in order, and I don't have to wait for anything. And when they say new releases, I mean, honestly, because this is all new to me. So it's new and it's a backlist. So I'm definitely going backlist. TBR or free-for-all? That's a good question. TBR, of course, stands for to be read, or free-for-all, which is where you just kind of mood read. I thought I was a big TBR girl because I generally like to plan everything out all the time for everything. But I have found that sometimes books I thought I would be excited about, I have not been as excited about when it's time. And who wants to read books that you don't want to read? It's just, life's too short, right? And this is a hobby, so why put yourself through it? So I think maybe it's a mixture of both, But I would say probably a little more TBR because I do like to have a plan, and I'm usually still excited about my plan a month later. But it reminds me of the awesome gal on In Love and Words, her channel. She talked about how she's very much a mood reader, and so she just sees what the spirit leads her. And I don't even know if she does a TBR video actually, but anyway, I totally am getting it now that a lot of people are just mood readers as opposed to following their TBR. This one, I wasn't even sure what it meant until they explained it to me. Open door or fade to black. Okay, so open door is open door during the love scene, or fade to black, which is of course like in the book I read, The Stand-In, where the entire love scene was, I'm glad I shaved my legs. The fade to black. Honestly, is it a cop-out if I just say I don't really care? If the romance is good, if the story is compelling, I honestly don't care if it's open door or fade to black. Honestly. I don't know. I'm supposed to go one way or another. If I had to go one way or another, I would say maybe slightly more open door, I guess. Because it's exciting. It's like the climax of the book. Yeah, I heard it. And yeah, so, it's like mysteries when they find out who done it, or, things like that. It's like, oh, they're finally together. It's so exciting. So yeah, but honestly, truly, if it's a great story, I really don't care. Some of the ones I've read, Cara Bastone lately, I mean, do they even kiss? I think they kiss, but they're great stories. There's tons of chemistry, so I don't even really care. Ooh, this is a good one. Audiobooks or ebook/paperback. So I actually have to say, in my current stage of life, because I have 3 kids and there's just not a lot of time to sit and read, I would say audiobooks. I love a good audiobook. I love great narrators like Shane East/Steve West, who goes by 2 names. Did you know Mary Jane Wells, who does a lot of the historical romance, who I just love her? She's also known as McAllister Lee for some reason. I was listening to a book narrated by McAllister Lee and I thought I was losing my mind, because I was like, this sounds like Mary Jane Wells. And then I found out that's her other name. I don't really know why they do that. But anyway, I love a good narrator. I love being able to listen to books while I do like stuff around the house, which is really fun. But it is somewhat delicious when you can just sit and read and hold a book. I do love that, especially with like a mug of hot tea. Those times are few and far between, however. So maybe someday. Kindle or nah. Nah doesn't stand for anything. Some of these are acronyms, but nah is just nah. My husband gave me his Kindle when I started this channel because he realized I was going to be reading more. And so far, I'm still kind of learning how to use the Kindle, and I feel like an ancient person when I'm like pushing it by accident and then I change it and I'm like, wait, how do I go back? What's going on? And anyway, I like Kindle for Kindle Unlimited, but personally, I'd rather hold a book. But, I know a lot of people swear by their Kindle. So I'm probably going to eventually hop on the Kindle train and start reading that more. But anyway, matte or glossy. I like my covers like I like my pictures. Matte. That's also how I order my Christmas cards as well. I love a good matte. I feel like it looks a little bit nicer. And yeah, I'm not a big glossy fan for just about anything. Buddy read or fly solo. I have never really buddy read, so I don't know if I would enjoy that, but technically I just do the fly solo, which is kind of nice because then I just read at my own pace and read what I want. So I guess I'd have to say fly solo. Small town or dark romance? Ha! This is an easy one. I'm gonna go with small town. Have I read a small town yet? No, but I'm going to. I'm very excited. I'm gonna do a try a chapter challenge on small towns, I think in November. I think that's when I wanna do it. But yeah, everybody loves small towns. I haven't drunk the Kool-Aid yet on that. And dark romance, I have learned so far, it's so funny. People are so lovely. They've just come to understand me already. And I've been like, I'm going to read this. They're like, don't you dare. It's a dark romance. And I'm like, no, it's fine. And then I'm like, no, it's not fine at all. So yeah, for me, at least for the right now, I am not a dark romance gal at all. As much as I would like to pretend to be, because I feel like they're cooler. It's like when I was in dance class as a kid and I was in ballet and tap, but all the cool girls were in jazz. And I'm like, I want to be in jazz. It's sort of like that. Now it's like, I want to read dark romance. But no, can't do it. Just can't. Oh well. New adult or adult. Not to be confused with young adult. We were just having this conversation. Kelly of Kelly Reads a Lot and I were talking about how the Court of Thorns and Roses series is considered young adult. And I was like, what? What? No, no, this is not young adult. That's like 12-year-olds. No way. And so then I looked up into it a little bit more, and I think technically it's called new adult, which is like 18 to 22. So it's like college age people. And I like the new adult. I mean, gosh, if A Court of Thorns and Roses is new adult, yeah, I like new adult. But probably more adult because honestly, if I had to choose, which is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, I'm going to say adult because I'm a little more old than a new adult. I'm kind of a middle-aged adult, I would suppose, at this point. So I should probably go adult. Sprint read or marathon read? So I would say, honestly, I would do marathon read just because I like to mix my books up with different things. I do like to read all in a series in order, although initially I was reading books out of order, which was driving me crazy. But yeah, I would say marathon read because it does take me a longer time, and I do like to spread out the fun a little bit. So like I'll read, like I've been doing this, I've just been doing one a week, even though I know I could be reading way more than that. The next question, read multiple books at once or one at a time. And I would say for sure, I read multiple books at once. I'm reading something in physical form, which takes me forever, usually more than one audiobook. I've really enjoyed reading different genres or subgenres at the same time. Like when I was doing A Court of Thorns and Roses, I was also listening to The Game Plan, which was a football romance. And it was really nice listening to that because it was so different. And I was like, look, no one's gonna die. And this one, it's just about football and a couple. So it was kind of nice to do different things. And then I had a historical romance going at the same time. What I won't do is the same subgenre at the same time, because then I feel like I'm just going to get confused. Because I wanted to read A Lady for a Duke, which is a historical romance, but I wanted to wait until I was finished that week with Elisa Kleypas, because that's another historical romance. So yeah, different subgenres at the same time so I don't get confused. But yes, definitely multiple books at once because they all add a little different flavor and it depends on what I'm in the mood for at that moment. This next one, if you know me at all, you already know my answer to this one. Alpha male hero or cinnamon roll hero? Cinnamon roll. Oh my gosh. That is totally why I even got into this genre in the first place. I love a super sweet guy. I want to swoon. I just want to be like, oh, he's taking care of her. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, I love him so much. Basically, that's what I want. I mean, and occasionally I think there's been some alphas, but only they have to be like super sweet alphas. But at some point I want to at least try more like alpha heroes. But for me, cinnamon roll 100%. Next question, baddie or damsel in distress heroine? Baddie all the way. I love seeing a gal brandishing a sword or just in general being awesome rather than, I don't know, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there was one book I read a long time ago when I thought, okay, I'm not gonna like fantasy romance, where basically the entire time the girl was like, I'm sorry. And also, did you hear me say I'm sorry? I'm so sorry again. And I was like, oh, this is so painful. But yeah, I've read some pirate romance, some Highlander romance especially, and also the fantasies that I've read recently, like Amanda Boucher or Sarah J. Maas. I love the gals that are really rough and tough and strong, and it's just fun. Ooh, this last one's a hard one. Slow burn or insta-love? Oh, you know, I would say this kind of goes back to when I'm reading multiple books at the same time. Some of them I would like to be slow burn and some insta-love because it's like, I want someone to be in love. If it takes too long or if there's not enough chemistry as they're falling in love, I don't care for that at all. I like more love and more romance. So I'd probably say a little bit more insta-love, but definitely slow burn can be a lot of fun because it's like, what's gonna happen? So that's not really a good answer. So if I had to say, I would probably say insta-love, but that it grows throughout the book. I hope that's a good answer. So that was it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If there are any that you want to answer in the comments below, let me know your thoughts. I think that'd be so fun. And yeah, this was just a lot of fun. And thank you, Love Librarian, for making this tag. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're reading. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care and bye.